Hey guys! Yeah, we are live. Welcome to the Walking Dead chat that's normally hosted by either Stone Guy or Never Enough Ammo, but I'm filling in tonight since Matt forgot to message Stone Guy in time. So here we are, and we'll do brief introductions here as normal. We've got Edge 4006.
Sub me.
We've got Gun Websites, also known as G-Webs.
I know you said brief, but I've got a very long introduction speech to speak here.
There you go.
That's not in the script. No ad-libbing. We have Tactical G-String here.
Unsub Edge.
Only after you unsub me.
We got Stone Guy 223.
Hey, what's happening?
We got Thin Blue Line 1995. I don't know why he's in this chat if you never saw the show. He's not there. Good.
The cat on this.
Walt, also known as Ray.
How's everyone doing?
How's it go?
Myself, which is Mr. Cork 71. If you haven't caught on to that by now, go sub me. That'd be cool.
No.
So The Walking Dead last night, at least in my opinion, was okay. It just revolved around Daryl and Carol. It was a little slow, but definitely better than the first half of last season.
Yeah, it seemed like they were building up the kind of monologue to the relationship, or building up the story to like the relationship where they're at, where they're going to be.
What it really is, you got a little bit of Carol flashback, what she was doing while she was annexed by Rick from the group. Just a little bit there, and a little bit in her, into her past as well, which is kind of nice. A little bit, deeper. Carol's always a good thing. I think even though she's not attractive in the show, it's good to build character background.
Well, not get you try work.
Did they show Beth at all? And before anybody starts going, holy shit, Stone Guy didn't watch the fucking show again.
Oh, that's normal, Stone Guy.
I was traveling. I got home at 1:30 in the morning, and the only part I saw was Carol and Daryl running. She ran out, got hit by a fucking car, and then it ended. And I was like, oh shit. Are you kidding me?
Well, what they're doing, at least this is my opinion, is they're going to have either the cliffhanger right before they attack the hospital or right after they attack the hospital. That's what I think this is leading up to, because they've got 2 episodes left. Next week's from the preview anyway is going to be back at the church with that group, which is Rick and Carl and.
They're setting up for the Rick attack.
Yeah, I think that's going to be our cliffhanger, which is kind of sad, 'cause they started out at a nice fast pace and then they really slowed it down.
I'm interested to see what happens with Abraham after, or not Abraham. What's Gene's boy's name? Eugene. After the last episode before this one, where he got his ass whooped, to see where he stands in all this now, since he's pretty much useless.
Yep. And, they haven't made, are they going to make it back to the church before they go invade the hospital? What's going on? We don't know. That's why I think, they're going to, leave off either right before or right after they attack the hospital. Because it's too much to cover,
Now, they're going back to the church. You've seen where they seen someone coming back with Daryl and somebody. It'll be that gentleman that he found. And they'll go back and attack the hospital.
Yeah, we're just going to call him the Black Kid, who I think is going to be a red shirt as well. I don't think he's going to survive the hospital attack.
Can't wait.
Me either. One thing that did irk me in the episode was the van scene. They get in the van, and then, it starts to nosedive. The freaking engine to the van is in the front. It's going to stay a nosedive. But, it did this nosedive and then somehow managed to land on all 4 wheels.
It's called Hollywood Cork.
Well, they
Easy
could,
pork.
but they'd be smashed into the windshield.
I thought it kind of... Did it land on all fours? It looked like it kind of...
Well, it landed kind of, almost on all fours, yeah. I mean, it was... on two
Yeah, it
wheels
should have
and
landed on
wheels.
nose and top, not all fours.
Yeah, because
Yeah, exactly. And even if you watch the inside camera views, they're showing it. It looks like the van is starting to go land on its back. No way is it going to do a 360.
No.
So that that was just the only thing that bugged me about the episode.
The only thing,
The
flashback sucked.
I kind of thought... I'm with you. It was my least favorite episode, I think, maybe of this whole season. I'm just personal opinion.
It's slow. I get that. It's
Where'd
a
they
slow
get the full
episode.
auto AR?
I mean, it's like when you hit the rewind button on your DVR and then you forget to stop, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, the flashbacks
Too
could
far
have been done better, but it's not something I was a big gripe about. But answer: where do they get the fully automatic AR?
From G-Web?
They got that from the termites.
Well, it's,
They left with They left with guns
Terminus?
from termites.
Terminix.
Yes.
I have a question that because I can't remember exactly. I've watched all the seasons so far, but are all the animals dead as well?
No.
I don't know. I guess zombies eat animals, I guess?
Yeah,
Or-
they
Yes.
definitely. Yeah, the zombies will eat the animals. You'll see them going after anything that's living.
Okay, because the reason I ask is because eventually, like, say this thing plays out, I don't know how long it's going to play out, but eventually, you're going to run out of food altogether, or at least meat or nutrients you need, beef and whatnot,
Yeah, and the reason I know there's still
One of the
animals
four food groups that you
alive.
need to live.
Yeah,
Well, no, you can get by, but, having some protein or, not really, there's beans and stuff, but some good old beef every now and then, is something that, it's going to become scarce if extinct.
yeah. Edge, and by the way, they have food alive because you'll see Daryl come back every once in a while with squirrels or a rabbit. You remember the crazy girls? She snapped the rabbit's neck just to snap the rabbit's neck.
Crazy girl.
Yeah, the crazy little blonde girl, the one that had pet walkers.
Oh, the little
She was all
girl.
creepy with rabbit.
Yeah, but there are no
Thank you,
walker.
sister.
Are there any walker animals?
No.
No,
No, okay, I don't think so. I don't remember seeing any.
because that would be really kind of
I
disturbing.
think it'd be like zombie monkeys or something similar.
Mad cows, be zombie cows with mad cow disease, just kind of like walking up to you and trying to eat you.
I dated some male cows. I can understand that.
I pulled some grizzlies out of the bar when it's been cold. I want to get into that though.
Now, what do you think happened in that skywalk? That's one thing that kind of like, why did these people just die trapped in their tent?
You got eat.
Did you listen to Talking Dead? I do believe that some folks shot all them people in their sleeping bags because they had blood on them, and for someone to eat all, they had the food there, so maybe that happened. I don't know.
Oh yeah, another thing that kind of made me scratch my head. These guys, they need water, fresh water, etc. They're drinking out of their canteens. They fill it, they filled up at the water fountain in that office, or that bubbler, I should say, whatever you want to call it.
Which has not evaporated in how many years?
Yeah, exactly. But we'll leave that. Say it was full. That's how much evaporated over time. But they drink out of their canteens, yet they don't refill them before they leave.
Yeah, we need to refill. So then she pours a little bit in, drinks more of it out of there, and then they leave.
I can nitpick on little stuff like that. I was like,
Well, and then so she's, I think, in a flashback in that room by herself, and then she has a thing of recycled empty water bottles. Why wouldn't they just put full ones in there or something? She dumped about a whole bunch of empty ones out. It's distracting. Because then in the next scene, it's like they're all stacked like if she was collecting water.
That's one thing I didn't quite get either. Was she kind of using that as a way to know if a zombie was getting closer, kind of like to make noise?
I thought she was supposed to be like gathering, stuff, resources.
Yeah, I thought so too, but they're all empty. So that's the only thing I could think of is like a makeshift, alarm if somehow a walker got in there.
Yeah, but she had them next to her. Come on, like.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't quite get that one either.
What I understand, it was at that hospital how all the cops became super cops, and they're smarter than everybody else. That kind of drove me crazy.
Well, they locked down an area perimeter.
What do you mean? How'd they get smarter?
They're like super cops now. It's like, oh, we know what to do if anything happens, and I mean, they're security guards. Give me a break.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, that's actually a good one.
Yeah. Mall ninjas, they finally get to use their skills.
Yeah, but listening to them, they're not, just listen to what they say and stuff. I mean, they're more into it for themselves, not like for everybody. So I don't understand. I don't understand how they they're so smart.
Well, they're led by that bitch. I'm just going to call her bitch because I can't remember her name.
The bitch at work.
Right, and their mentality has changed. This is kind of what the episode was dealing with was,
You're offending the 2% women viewership you have for.
how they can improve upon their life instead of being hopeless in that they've got to be killers and to survive they've got to kill.
No, it's forced slavery is the way it looked in the hospital.
That's what's happening in the hospital. It's forced slavery.
Yeah.
And they just kind of got this. I'm just going to call it a Nazi war camp.
I mean, if you think about it too.
A death camp, a war camp. Where you've Japanese where you've got to work.
Yeah, they're wearing their uniforms too. What's the point of wearing a uniform realistically when everybody knows there's no really law and order in place. They're trying to maintain the structure, but I mean, realistically, what's a uniform for? I mean, you can just do the same thing. It's like at Terminus, when they had all those people, and they obviously knew who was the hierarchy and who did what. The same business, but they're wearing uniforms.
It's like they want a police state. That hospital they want as a police state, where the police, which are going to be in uniform, are going to rule over everybody.
I agree with that. It's they know who's in charge. There's not that many people.
You're a wise man.
Things gotta go.
You're a wise man, sir.
And don't be afraid to pipe up. I watched the episode, but I only watched it once this week instead of twice, which I normally do. It was not the best one of the season, but definitely better than last year, as I said earlier. There's.
I like it when the story's more concise instead of separating it. It's going, dividing attention to X amount of the portions of the groups and so on. I mean, it's entertaining to some people, but I like it more when it's more ongoing of what the progress of what actually what's happening as a whole. Not
exactly. When you separate it into individuals or groups, it's too drawn out. They went from this very high-paced, we'll say first 2 episodes, were pretty well high-paced, meaning
they went from an action show to a character show.
Mm.
Yeah, and then they just slowed it down, but they need to bring more action back. There was a little bit more action in this week's, at least I thought, than, say, the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, their action sucks. Smashing some stupid zombie's face or whatever. Yawn.
Yeah, now it's like
interesting.
like the silent kill now. When
the first one, he's dodging from a tank, and then he has to go into a store, and then they're on the rooftops, and they got to get somewhere else. And this time they're just oh, we have to go across that bridge. Okay, great. You just told us the whole theme, the whole story.
Seeing somebody butt the shit out of their head with the AR stock or whatever versus Michonne chopping their fucking head off. I take my show and then they chopping heads off. It looks cool. It's entertaining. I'm like, fuck yeah, get some.
Yeah,
But
to me,
Sean
like
is not.
when he's like slashing, wasn't somebody like gonna bite her, and then he hits him in the head with a machete or something dumb, and it just looks so awkward and weird. Like he would have not have, they just did the CGI wrong, and I'd rather they didn't even put that crap in there.
Yeah, and the thing that's always bugged me since they've moved on is you've got all these walkers and you sit there and you walk by one and you don't even bother killing. You just let it. Well, I can just walk faster than it, so I'll just let it live. Yeah, or I shouldn't say live, but
yeah, because the ultimate goal is to get rid of all of them. Ultimately, you'd want to kill as many as humanly possible.
After they got out of the van and that one was like laying there and they're all hurt though, like you're gonna take time to kill everything and walk next.
But they're not a threat. Why would you kill all those?
That's what I mean.
Waste the ammo or whatever.
Well, not the ammo, but you've got to kill them all eventually. That's my theory.
Right, and the thing is, it can still crawl. We've seen this before. It's happened in It's happened in the prison where one is just kind of like laying there, can't move or anything, but somebody walks by it by accident thinking it's dead, and then it ends up getting bit.
Yeah, it's like cutting off a snake head. It can still have venom in it.
I know they got their shit locked down, but but when that one black dude goes and like cuts open those tits on them, like to slow them down, I would have fucking killed the fuck out of him when I caught up to fucking fuck that shit.
I'd have shot his ass.
I would have aced that dude real quick. I wouldn't even let him get a word out of his mouth. I'm sorry, pain. Sorry. Use an arrow to save a bullet.
Well, walkers aren't that much of a threat, really. If you got, a knife, you can take out one pretty easily.
Yeah, but that bullshit, it's something personal. I just need your weapons. I just need your weapons. That's all I need. Like, okay, you're going to leave us defenseless so you can go, your dumbass who obviously doesn't have probably any training with this shit.
Oh, obviously he doesn't. You're talking about the black kid, yeah.
Yeah, the black kid, and then I was like, yeah, he has no training with it. It's like, yeah, you're going to, go get killed and drop these weapons, God knows where. But luckily, they were able to catch
he
up.
just took whatever ammo's in the AR, and how is he going to know how to use a crossbow necessarily? But the only ammo that's in the AR, and he shot a full round, a full auto burst.
Yep.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he wouldn't survive on his own. He definitely needs a group. I mean, I was kind of surprised he managed to make it that far. But he was staying right by the hospital.
I can't believe they left him alive.
Well, at the ending there, when he's like trying to calm down Daryl or whatever, Daryl's always been really, people, especially people he doesn't know, really kind of apprehensive about, not just like, okay, whatever. And he's like, this dude, like, pull him back and shut him up. That's not, doesn't really read well with his past behavior, or he's always been kind of like, took a while to get to know him or to befriend him.
Yeah, it was totally out of character for him to like push her thing out of the way.
Yeah, pretty much a revolver. And that didn't make sense to me. I was just gonna shoot him in the leg. He's already got one fucking bad leg. You shoot him in the other one?
Well, it's like he said, he's just a kid. That's what he said after that.
Yeah, but has he ever done anything like that yet in the show?
No, but
real pragmatic and like stealing from us, kill him.
Yeah, and also earlier in the show, he said, "How you doing?" She said, "Whatever." And he said, "I'm trying." Whatever. When he was sitting on the bunk bed.
It's about the evolution of Carol doesn't want to kill any more people if she doesn't have to. Yet she was just going to shoot him in the leg, which doesn't.
They're like role reversing.
Oh, I don't know about that. I figured the people that he killed and burned for no reason because it just alerted everyone to their presence, like that was because she knew them from the battered wives shelter.
She may have actually known the children that were in there, or just because they're children.
Did, right? Because the
night and a half
with her getting beat by her husband all the time, and then I got the impression from these stupid flashbacks that sucked that she was at that battered place just because she was a battered wife one time, and then when she was on her own there because she knew about the place and that there was beds and shit, and then now they're using right? And I figured that maybe she knew that daughter and mom from back before the zombies, and that's why she was all stressed out having to kill him, and then that's why he burned him. Because I'm like, why would you get up in the morning and alert everyone who you're trying to sneak up on that there's now people burning zombies in the area?
Yeah,
Like,
and
they're
you
not
think
gonna
fire.
smell
That's good,
it.
G-Web.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking too. And using, a fire in the dumpster to escape, and the legal pad that was lit on fire too.
Maybe the legal pad, like,
Yeah.
unless you're right there, you're not going to smell that in a city, maybe. But yeah, all those others, like, come on. And the smoke coming up, like, that's supposed to trigger memories. It's like, yeah, it's going to trigger all the cops who we just said were, like, vigilant or, eager. They're going to see that and go out and investigate.
Yeah. And speaking of that, looks like Carol wasn't faking her injury. Now we know that. We said that last week she was faking her injury.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna fake this whole thing, but now she really got hit. That'll be weird. The next show.
Hey, you got to think about it. She plugged the kid, dude. She got some balls.
Yeah, I will say that according to the preview I saw, that they're gonna pull the plug on Carol next episode. At least that's a preview.
Oh, good. So she's out of the show finally?
Well, it looks like they're going to unplug her. Doesn't mean she's not going to be able to pull through on her own, but that's what the bitch cop gave the order to, unplug her because it can't waste resources on her. Well, because Beth spoke up and said that you can't pull the plug.
I think Rick will attack that place next episode.
I don't think it's going to be next episode. There's way too much in the two different previews I saw for the show for them to actually be able to attack the hospital.
You think like the last episode he'll attack it and save them girls?
Yeah. I think so, because next episode looks like it's going to be like half about the hospital and half about the church.
Wow.
But it also seems they're always trying to, there's a new boogeyman or station where community, kind of like it was, with the governor and then Terminus or whatever, Terminus, and then now these now the cops. You're always going to come with the boogeyman, and or group that they have to be on the offensive or established group.
The governor was way more crazy than this lady at this hospital, though.
Oh, definitely. You got her. You've got the guy from Terminex that Rick hacked up with the machete, and you got the governor. And I'd definitely say the governor was the evilest.
Oh, he was evil.
That is
Terminator.
Asked one. Yep. And then you had that little crew when Rick and Michonne and Carl were out. But he didn't last long either. And then you had the Daryl, which, that was a group that Daryl joined with. I was going to rape Carl. But according to Edge, Carl would have enjoyed that.
Yes, he lives.
Wow. He's the Edge.
It's not what I said. He's gay.
Carl's gay.
Yeah, I didn't say he's looking to get up to Chosky's just yet.
Yep, so we've got that going on. I think that's next week's episode, and we finally figure out, Daryl's bringing the black kid back to the church. I was so hoping for God that was Morgan and not the black kid.
Well, did you see Rick had a silencer on his 45 1911?
Look goofy. Well, that guy's still got to be around somewhere, though. So, I mean, he is there. Gonna kill him.
So ATF, ATF in this whole situation. That's what I'm concerned.
Yeah, we're going to give you this little sneak peek, and you're never going to see him again for, whatever, 7 more episodes, or 16 more episodes. However many more.
It's good for the suspense or whatever that you don't know when he's coming back, but.
Yeah, Morgan, bring him back.
Have you guys watched the bed lip sync for Carl and stuff?
Yeah,
no,
someone linked it into the chat the other day.
Yeah, you need to watch that. It's funny as hell.
I will say this: if you haven't seen it yet, and if you liked Breaking Bad and you like The Walking Dead, watch Epic Rap Battles of History. Walter White versus Rick.
It's awesome.
That is hilarious.
Yes, it is. Actually, I want that song on my phone. Carl Papa.
You want me to link it to you? Okay.
I have it.
Oh, you got the link? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. When you guys are like super into something, you know you have the damn link, and make us go look for it.
Yeah, I got it.
That's internet abuse.
It's pretty cool though. You all need to watch it. It's pretty cool.
All right, Timberline is alive. Let him chime in on what he thought about last night's episode.
I'm with Stone Guy. I only saw like 2 seconds of it. I completely forgot yesterday it was on yesterday because I had woken up from that nap and then I wasn't feeling great.
TBL. What are we gonna do with you, man?
Cork knows all this because I texted him yesterday about it.
Well, I'm old, so I look forward to it. I'm not long like you folks, so I have a lot of other things to do, so it's always The Walking Dead.
All right, there you go. I put the link in the internal for you. And I put it in the external. But if you've never heard of Epic Rap Battles of History, and they got some pretty cool stuff. Darth Vader versus Hitler.
Yeah, it's cool.
just bring that up. But back to Walking Dead, since this is a Walking Dead chat. And we haven't even covered a half hour, which I think is more than enough to cover this episode anyway, because not a whole lot went on.
Shit.
Yeah, but it all seemed to revolve on them improving their lives without, evolving, as I should say. I can't think of the exact wording I'd like to use, but that's what this episode was pretty much about. Because Carol went from that ruthless protect the group mentality where she'd, kill humans.
Come here.
Yeah, kill humans to protect the group. No, she doesn't really want to have to kill a person. She doesn't have to. And Daryl is just, going from, we'll say, trailer trash to a leader. But still slipping back into that trailer trash mode in this episode a few times. I can't be the only one here to talk. I mean, ask questions, something.
Well, Matt likes to go
I'll
off.
feed my dogs.
We hear them, I think. But Matt usually gets. He likes to have his little conversations on the segments, So,
I can't do that this week because I only saw it once. But normally I can actually join in with him and talk about it.
Yeah, I needed to watch. I should watch it again, but I was a little bit like, eh.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. It was somewhere in the middle. It was definitely not first half of season 4.
Can you imagine if you've not seen The Walking Dead and that's the episode you came in on?
Well, I think that, you'd be like...
You wouldn't know what in the hell is going on.
Thank God for Netflix having The Walking Dead. That's how I caught up with the show.
Yeah.
I never saw the first season of it.
Do they wait to post the whole season now, or do they post every episode?
No, they wait to post the whole season. It'll be out like about, either anywhere from like 5 days to 10 days before the season starts.
But if you have like on demand Edge, you can watch it online.
Yeah, I got the Uverse, but no, I mean, I caught up. I started watching. I watched 1 or 2 episodes of season 1, and then somebody was telling me how cool it is. then I caught up all the way up to season 2 as it started broadcasting.
Yeah.
And,
I can't believe you people wait to watch it.
there's shows, man. I know it's The Walking Dead, chat, but there's shows that people tell me about all the time, like Breaking Bad. I don't watch. You know, you gotta watch Breaking Bad. And
Hey, those bastards are dead. You're done with that. Move on to The Walking Dead.
yeah, and so on and
I
so
like to
on.
watch it so I can fast forward the commercials. That's all I like to do.
And I hear about all these other series that come out, and I just don't get into them, man. Personally, the other one I watch besides Walking Dead is the Under the Dome, which isn't that popular.
Well, they should have ended that with just their miniseries, which they're gonna run. Because I won't get into the Under the Dome, but yeah, for Walking Dead, it wasn't until like part way through season 2 that I found out about the show by watching chats. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I want to listen to a gun chat, not a Walking Dead chat. This is when Matt was running them, and so I'm like, okay, this kind of sounds like a cool show, so I went and watched it. Holy crap, mute.
Now, I understand all you folks like trying to get peace in the Middle East, like not watching The Walking Dead, but the rest of you, please.
Yeah, and so Thin Blue Line and Stone Guy kind of get a gist of this episode, so they don't have to watch it. Carol has a few flashbacks. Carol and Daryl are following that cross vehicle into the city. They end up having car problems. Can't follow the vehicle anymore, so they get out on foot, and they try to find out where they went. So they start going into a big office building to look out. Find a van. Go into the van, get surrounded by walkers, end up having that van go over the edge of the bridge.
Dive, dive, dive.
Yeah, pretty much. Get out of there. Try to get closer to that.
I'm going to tell you what, Quirk.
Yeah.
With Stone not watching it and, like, leading the chat, that was, like, most excellent.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to say, okay, they go from there, they find out where this van is from, so they go to they go near that church, get up in another building. I think his name is Noah, the black kid, follows him because he sees them, follows him up into this building. They go in there, he steals Carol's gun, then holds up Daryl at gunpoint to give him his crossbow, so he takes those and gets out. They track him down basically by accident, but they track him down. Get their stuff back. Save Noah's life. They start leaving the building. Carol gets hit by the car. That's the episode.
Yeah, no, I watched Big Girk. I wouldn't give him a crossbow, man. That's just the way it is.
So there you go. That's a nutshell of the story. I mean, they kill a few zombies. They do their flashbacks, talk about being better, but it was, I've seen better. I have seen worse.
I think
No
Daryl
shit.
Anybody got anything else to add?
No, sir.
Daryl's such. He must have hit it, man. You can tell.
All right. Since we only covered this a half hour, let's turn this to the rest of the TV show chat. Why haven't you watched Breaking Bad?
I've never. I mean, I'm sure it's a great show. I just never really seen any interest in it so far. Or I mean, though people tell me there's several of them people are telling me about. What are the other big ones also that are out there? Breaking Bad. What's the other ones I keep hearing about? People say you got to check it out.
Blacklist.
Yeah, you know about that one.
Blacklist, yeah.
I mean, dude, like 24 was like freaking big time for everybody.
I didn't get into it this year at all.
I never watched it in the past until one time I was like bored, and then I heard it was okay, and then I watched like season 1 and noticed how Keith Sutherland's killing all the hot bitches. And I'm like, why are you killing all the hot chicks, man? And I couldn't stand it. Just killing all.
24 was good. I liked their first few seasons.
I try to watch 24, the Reborn or whatever they called it. No, thank you.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't good. I tried to watch the original 24, and that is just not. That was boring for me.
Folks have
Go ahead.
Walter was breaking up there, so I didn't hear him.
So House of Cards, another one people talk about as well.
Oh, House of Cards, really good.
I don't
No, I
know.
said bye, y'all.
Take it easy, man.
Oh, bye. Yeah, well, House of Cards is also good, but you can only see that on Netflix. I'd recommend Breaking Bad, though, Edge. I mean, it starts out slow, so you got to get through the first half of the first season. But I never thought, hearing the premise of the show, I never thought I'd be interested in it. But being persuaded by cousins and friends, I gave it a shot. And I think the first 3 seasons were on Netflix when I started it, and by the end of the first season, I'm like, okay, that was pretty good. I watched, episode by episode, maybe 1 or 2 a day. But second season on, I'm like, couldn't turn off the DVR. It was just, or couldn't turn off my Blu-ray player. So I was like, I just kept watching them and watching them over and over. My house looked like a crack house after I was done because it was a weekend binge.
There is one show with this guy. One guy's an FBI agent, and the other guy's like a crook that he popped, and the guy's like always trying to chase down his girlfriend.
White Collar.
White Collar, yeah.
White Collar.
I liked that one for a while. I thought that was pretty cool.
It's the last season of White Collar, actually.
So that dude like broke everybody's hearts when he told me he was gay. He broke all the chicks' hearts, maybe even Cork's, when he announced he was gay.
Oh, the lead?
Yeah.
Broke the guy's heart.
Is what it is.
I don't care what the actors. They do a good job. I'll watch it.
I know, but you're watching it because you're damn too hot. Like,
I'm sorry. Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
yeah. She's kind of cute. You know what? I had a big thing on her back in Saved by the Bell days.
She went through a middle period where she was like, but now she's a MILF.
Yeah, but I remember as growing up watching that shit, Saved by the Bell, I thought she was fucking smoking.
Oh, she was back then.
But
too.
also, what's her name? What's the other chick out of Elizabeth Berkley? Came out.
Yeah, Berkeley. Wow, everybody just kind of like abandoned us all at once.
They abandoned you. Our buddy?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't still want to run a half-hour chat. I want to run an hour chat anyway. Talk about TV other than Walking Dead. Yeah, Suits. I like Suits on USA. That's a good one.
I did watch that one. What was that one his name West? It was on USA or whatever network they came to turn into. Where the dude's like a badass and everybody's kind of afraid of him. The hell's his name? Something West.
Justified?
No, it's one. It has a weird name to it. But it's like where the guy's like, he's like this badass, kind of like a James Bond kind of style dude where everybody's afraid of him. And he goes and does this and that. He always has a sidekick, his old sidekick with him. Helps him out. What the hell is it called?
Burn Notice?
Yeah, Burn Notice. Burn Notice.
That was good for like the first season and a half, and then it just kind of went away.
No, I wouldn't give it the first season half. It was long overrun. That is definitely for sure. Michael West was his name.
Michael West, yeah.
Yeah, it was actually good for a few years. I was good at 3 years of that one.
We can talk about Remington Steele. Oh yeah.
Hey, if you haven't seen Suits, that's about high-powered attorneys and just a genius. I don't think Blue Line doesn't know what genius means, but a genius that has an eidetic memory. That's a fake lawyer, which is actually really good. I can recommend that one. I enjoy that one when it's out.
Cagney and Lacey,
I'm going off of current shows.
real show.
Well, already
Actually,
talking about Cagney and Lacey.
That's funny.
well, whether Cagney or Lacey was on her notice. But anybody seen Scorpions on CBS? I haven't heard that's been canceled yet, but that's halfway decent.
It takes me something to get really into the show. Like, I mean, Seinfeld, as funny as it was for all those years, I never really kept with that. Every now and I was bored, I'd watch like a rerun or something like that. I was never a big Seinfeld fan either.
Oh, Seinfeld was funny, but it wasn't something I watched religiously. It's one of the shows where you just
And the whiny humor
catch
never.
it when it's on air and you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good episodes, but the whiny humor never really did anything for me.
Come on, Thin Blue. You can speak up. I know you're there.
I'm listening for the parts that I'm gonna wait for.
Soup Nazi was hilarious, but
No soup for you.
2 years. You pushing your luck, little man.
We still got 41 people watching us, so sorry for boring you all. Links out there on Gun Channels. Jump in and change the topic if you want this to continue.
Let's talk about Chihuahuas.
Hell no. Yeah, Thin Blue Line is addicted to Blue Bloods now for some reason.
Yeah, Blue Bloods. That's a good one. That's a good one that's on.
Like Pawn Stars.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's good.
Yeah.
It's kind of has a lot of characters or whatever, so they can do a lot with it. But I don't know. What's with them drinking all the time? They're like sponsored by alcohol company or something.
Well, the thing is, they're not exactly anti-gun, which...
Well, they're not anti-gun, but they're not pro-gun. They're all a bunch of cops, and you know that if they had a gun episode, they'd all be like, oh, all gun owners should hide their guns in safes, and they should be illegal.
Well, one episode, they dealt with...
We're talking about
Wahlberg.
the one with Magnum PI in it.
Yeah. No, this is Wahlberg. This is like his brother.
Well, whatever.
Wahlberg's
That show.
Yeah. But there's a show, this is the detective Danny, whatever his last name is, Danny Reagan.
Reagan.
Yeah, he's sitting there on the couch with his carry gun. What'd you say, 10, 11-year-old son?
I'd say 12 because I believe the next season he says he's turning 13. So I mean, yeah, somewhere in there.
What about it?
Somewhere in there. Was talking to his kid about guns, teaching him the 3 rules and.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was done. I thought that kind of like stuck out in my mind because he's teaching him the rules and how to hold the gun correctly with finger off the trigger, etc. And of course, his wife had a conniption fit.
Yeah, I believe it's season 3 that happens.
Oh, I guess
Two.
I kind of remember she got mad or something. It wasn't about guns, though, was it?
But it was about guns. It was about teaching your kid, the proper way to use a gun.
That was the whole episode, like moral of the episode?
No, it wasn't the moral of the episode, but it was a 5-minute segment in the show about proper use of a firearm.
Antonio
How many
mentioned.
shows talk about the 3 rules of firearm safety?
Antonio mentioned in the Gun Channel's chat about some other stuff like The Wire. I like The Wire. I was a big fan of The Wire.
Never saw it.
Yeah, it's a cool series. I thought it was interesting. A lot of politics and then a lot of crime.
The Wire, was that the one with the Thing? And the guy from, the Thing. Michael Chiklis?
It's possible. I don't remember the cast exactly because it was kind of changing into the seasons. I mean, it's an HBO-based series. But
okay. I'm thinking the one that was on like
Oz. I liked Oz back in the day. Wire.
I didn't have HBO a whole lot, so.
John Cincinnati was wanting to go too long, but I like that one too. I never got an Entourage as popular as it was. I just never watched it. It's never suited me. And then now they got all these True Blood and all these other ones. They got Boardwalk Empire. Man, this is really spinned off to all these series that they make now.
Well, HBO has turned into from showing movies to showing shows.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. That's one that I'm surprised people don't have Game of Thrones chat. Because that's, awesome. Excellent series.
Start one up.
Song of Fire and Ice is the name of the book series, but it's an awesome show.
I like it. You should start one up then.
Well, you like the show because you like the TNA.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's well written. Sometimes a little long, but well written. What are the ones they came out of there that are?
What's the one with the gladiators?
Oh, Spartacus, or not Spartacus, was it...
Spartacus, that's the one.
There's a show on TV about gladiators.
It was Spartacus.
I think that was Showtime, which that also had a lot of TNA.
Yeah, I think that was like the first proving ground to see how far they could go and keep their audience, and then they figured out people like to see a lot of TNA.
They figured out guys like to see a lot of TNA. Girls just like to see a lot of A.
How would you? The last time you talked to a girl, without being served a notice.
Damn, now we're gonna lose Thin Blue Line. I guess we'll just have to end this chat.
No, I'm still here. I'm listening. I was laughing at that last part.
Thin Blue, the ultimate listener.
I didn't watch The Walking Dead. I just got on here because Cork said get on the chat, so I got on.
I thought you watched it.
No, I told you I had when I got up from my nap that I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't feeling good. Had a headache.
Your nap. You don't do nothing.
Yeah, I took an 8-hour nap yesterday. Woke up with a terrible headache. That's why I didn't host last night.
Must be tough.
Yeah, well, at least for this year, the new shows have been a flop for the most part. I don't know how many it wasn't like last year where the show's been like 2 episodes in and already canceled.
I did watch that Numbers show for a while. I tried to follow
out. Numbers. Yeah, Numbers. I think Thin Blue Line would like that.
No, I watched all 6 seasons of it on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
It got to the point where you can make fun of him so much because he gets there and like talk about lawnmower blades and the geometry of it and how it relates to the rain.
Not true.
But it was interesting. It was a different pull, different genre. They were hitting, client or people to watch it. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Well, Scorpions is on CBS. I think it's on tonight. And it's about a group of geniuses and the FBI and one normal, intelligent girl and her genius son. They go out and fight crime. But yeah, that's the gist of the story. I find it interesting. The characters are unique. Stone Guy would like it because they've got, a semi-hot Asian chick and, the hot mother. Who's like only in her 20s.
I remember the original. I'll tell you, Gio's gave me some shit, but that's the original HBO series, The Hitchhiker, back in the 80s.
No, I will say The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Hmm.
I didn't have HBO in the '80s or the '90s.
My dad didn't pay for it; he just stole it. So we had it. It was back in the day where, like, if you want HBO, yeah, you just like, and you lived in a modern neighborhood at the time in the '80s, and you would just like plug your cable into the little box in the back, and you had it. There you go. Now you got cable.
Yeah, well, for me, they didn't even have cable lines around here until the late '90s. Because nobody wanted to pay the cable company to run the line to their house. Because like they're just happy with what we can get over the television.
Hitchhiker was like the Twilight Zone, like a modern Twilight Zone, of like, you know, somebody wanting this or obsessing over that, and then they'd get it and they'd see the false reality of, or whatever, you know, just fucking the ceiling would drop out from under them, and they'd
Or
be
like
like,
Fantasy Island.
yeah, kind of like that, yeah. I love Fantasy Island. I have the first.
Like, here's what, now you get what you wanted, and now you figure out you shouldn't have wanted that.
Yeah. And then they explain it why at the end, like the guy at the be on the side of the road talking about, this guy wanted this. He found out he didn't like that. Now he has this. So will this happen to you? Kind of shit. And
Yeah.
Hey, sounds
The
awesome.
only reason you have the only reason I have cable lines out here now is because DirecTV in the late '90s was starting to become popular. So people are like, well, we better run lines out here and inform everybody out there we're running lines so they can get cable.
Google Fiber, where it's at, man.
Well, hell yeah, I would love that out here.
They got it. They already do. You know what's weird is they're hooking up all the towns on the outskirts of San Antonio first, which is the complete opposite. They usually, like, you know, stream it, you know, set the city up first, and then, you know, make its way out to the little private or communities on the outside of town or whatever. And they're doing them first.
So when are you gonna get it?
I don't know when it's available. We'll see. I'd love to drop viewers. I can't stand them fuckers. But it's damned if you don't. You go to Time Warner, you know, they're not necessarily cheaper. They might offer you a decent deal the first year around, but they're not necessarily cheaper. I mean, you're fucked either way. The only company I know they have one's called Guadalupe Valley that has really good rates, and then Grande, which are neither available in the metropolitan part of town, or not the metropolitan, but the city area of San Antonio.
All right, well, almost made it an hour, and I'm done. I don't have any more topics, so.
You just got somebody who joined in.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Hey, Lance.
Aloha.
Hola.
Mahalo.
Guten Tag.
Streit.
Nein. Uno.
Ashlook.
How?
Alright.
I've ran out of all my greetings, and since nobody else is talking about me and you, Edge, I think I'll just end this now.
Oh, start up a lobby chat.
Pretty much. Somebody go start up a lobby chat. I'm not.